Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Agency Operators Podcast. My name is Pasha. Today, I'm joined by Tamara Zeravljev of Ad to Ads. How are you, Tamara?
I'm great, thank you. It's winter over here, but I'm feeling great.
Nice. Where are you calling out of?
Yeah, I'm based in Belgrade, Serbia, and I'm currently in Belgrade.
Okay, so winter has already started. I'm here in New York, and we're making our way towards it for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
So
so
you understand me.
I definitely understand. Yeah, I mean, I I, I like the cold. I live in the mountains, and honestly, I can't wait for the winter. But yeah, Tamara, thank you so much for joining today. I'm really excited to speak with you. I know that you are focused on TikTok and you're in the TikTok world where I think so many of us really need help there. My background is in Amazon, and there's nothing that I hear more about besides Amazon than TikTok. I mean, TikTok is the hottest thing. People like it more than Walmart because it's social media and social selling, and it's a platform, and it's become a big thing. Before we get into TikTok, however, it wasn't always around, and I did see that you have a lot of experience in the PPC world, and I would love to know your story, hear your story, and kind of how you became the founder of this agency, and just go as early as you feel to share your journey, because that's really at the heart of what we are talking about. It's the entrepreneurial spirit and kind of how certain circumstances lead us into the place that we are now, especially as agency owners, helping brands and small businesses to grow. So please share your story.
Yeah, so I'm not coming, let's say, fully from marketing world or PPC or something. I have finished actually economics. Um, so after the studies and during the studies, I was actually hip hop dancer and going to the battles and all of those things. So one of the cool things that we did with the group that I was in, we was creating some kind of a battles and events. They're like 3 days or 4 days even. So that's how I somehow learned what is marketing, like the old school way of doing the marketing and reaching out to people and like maybe influencers in that time, let's say. So then I realized I actually don't want to have nothing with banks or doing anything similar that I have finished in my university. And then my first job was actually doing Google and then Facebook and Instagram PPC, like advertising and everything around it. And after almost 2 years in that same company, I was recruited by one of the agencies that I was working before I have opened mine. I was doing Amazon PPC. So I'm very familiar with an Amazon world and how everything works in Amazon. And after some time, let's say they have opened a TikTok part in that same company. And then I was at one point a little bit sick of the numbers, analytics, and PPC into Amazon and everything. I said like, okay, give me something creative because I'm coming from dancer and that creative side somehow. So I'd say, okay, TikTok sounds pretty cool. And yeah, we were among the first agencies doing PPC on TikTok. And after some time, I realized most of the, let's say, Amazon clients and e-commerce brands are struggling with creating the content actually for TikTok, because in order to run ads, you need the videos. And like 4 years ago, you just have created the videos for Amazon where it's like, white with the products and that's it. You just have some text and it's beautiful video, it was converting. But the TikTok has changed the game, and we needed something like that, for TikTok. And that's how I decided to open something on my own where I will have everything in one place, because you can do the ads, but you need the videos and the influencers and now even TikTok shop. So I wanted to combine everything together and have everything in one place to help sellers actually do it in a right way and how it's supposed to be in order to convert. So that's how I decided to actually open my own agency and do what I do now. And yeah, it's been 2 years. We already, let's say, stepped into the third one. So love it. It's very creative. It's very fun. As you said, besides of Amazon, you heard a lot about TikTok, and it's something that everybody are speaking about. Even the, all the platforms has changed because of TikTok. So love it.
Amazing. From hip hop dancer to TikTok. I can see that there's not that big of a gap in reality, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
there's definitely some parallels. So it's a very interesting kind of path there. Um, so when you're saying that you're having everything in one package, so what you guys do is the communication and the outreach to the influencers that are particular to the niche of your client, right? So let's say I have a dog treat that I sell. I have a dog treat company, and I come to you guys and I say, hey, I want to be a client. What are the services that you guys are really offering in that all-inclusive package?
Yeah, so we have different kind of services, and of course, that all can go into one or separate. So the first one is social media management, where we are actually creating the strategy, the ideas of each videos, copies, descriptions, filming those videos like a UGC video style, and editing, posting. So fully managing of your TikTok profile. And then after that, we are doing advertising on TikTok all over the world. We are TikTok official partners, so we have full support from TikTok. And as well, we are scouting for the influencers and managing TikTok Shop and doing the affiliate program on TikTok Shop. So everything that TikTok is asking you, we are doing.
Cool. And so from all of those things, is there one that is most effective or most impactful, or is it really like you kind of need to have all of them in order for it to work together?
Yeah, in order to have like a win-win situation, I would say you will have to have everything. But of course, not if you're, let's say, beginner, you don't have a TikTok profile, you just wanted to start there, start from, your own profile, then affiliates and maybe influencers later. And then you can actually start with ads easily on Shop or your Shopify or Amazon or anything. Just build it slowly, not necessarily need to go all in at once.
Okay, that makes sense. And so when you guys say we're making the content, you actually have somebody that you're sending product to that's going to be recording it, like an influencer that you've hired, or maybe you're doing it. Because the way that I've seen it done most of the time is really the UGC route, where people are just sending it to a lot of people, and they find somebody they really like, and then they just start having them on consistently recording a lot of content, testing the creatives from that person. So are you guys managing the actual recording in house as well?
Yes, so it's mostly in-house. So the products are sent to us, to our team in US, UK, France, Germany, depends where we are filming for which profile, let's say in which country. So the products are sent there or here in Serbia, and we have our in-house team, and we have some, freelances, depends of what we need. As for example, if it's for pet industry, like you said, we will need, more pet owners, depending of if it's a dog, cat, or whatever. And as well, if it's a some child product, we need moms and dads to help us on creation on that side. But yes, we have a team in house and the freelancers aside from affiliate and influencers. So it will be like it was created in the brand, in house videos, but it will be actually us.
Okay, very cool. So, I've been thinking a lot about how things are really changing and growing, and there is this general sense sometimes I get now where people are kind of aware that there's a thing called an influencer. An influencer is a paid spokesperson on behalf of a company. And so, there was this period where everything was influencer because that's who people trusted. Like we were calling the micro influencers, the moms that were just being moms and having products that they really liked for their families. And so other moms would follow them and buy the things that they're talking about because they trusted them. Now I feel like that trust is starting to fade because people are aware of that fact that there's so many of these endorsements happening. And so we're kind of back into this place where, okay, we know we're being marketed to just in this new unique way. um, do you think that's going to change again, or yeah, how do we kind of get out of that and build that connection and that trust with our customers?
Yeah, so if you want to hire influencers or let's say affiliates now or the UGC creators, because there are a lot of terms, using there because of TikTok. So let's first start off the difference between all of them, let's say. So the influencers are, mostly the people who are having some amount of followers influencing somehow to their followers. Let's say focused more on beauty and style, or moms related to, I don't know, how to be a better mom, or I don't know, how to interact with your children to teach them something, or some category, and they're influencing somehow. And they're usually doing more expensive videos. Let's say for one video they will ask for 200, 500, and even few Ks, depending of how many followers they have and what is their engagement rate. But that is something that has started, the TikTok has started with. But then we had UGC creators that you can find even with some brands and agencies, and you can even scout for them, that are not necessarily having the followers and that not necessarily are going to post your video on their profile like the influencers are going to. So you can hire them just to create user-generated content actually for you, that can be from the perspective of the user, like how I found it, buying this product, using it, what are the benefits, do I like it or not, and how. So that is like something that we call user-generated content. And some are having even their base of followers and posting on their profile, but not necessarily. The influencers are usually posting it on their profile. And there is a third thing. Since the TikTok shop started, when we are talking about TikTok, of course it has, and it has been there before on other platforms, are affiliates. So on TikTok shop you can scout for the affiliates that will, for let's say 20% of the product, will create some content for you. Let's say, I don't know, like 2 videos a month, and you will work with them for 3 months, and they will promote your brand and your product, or one product, on their page. So that is something like a mix between influencer and affiliate, let's say. But they will talk more about you and try to sell as much as they can, because it is in their interest to sell your product on TikTok, because you can give them then maybe after some time more percentage, of the each sold product, or some extra fee if they are successful for it. So those are 3 ways of doing it. But because you asked me about the influencers, I think that has changed a little bit, as probably everybody noticed, because of the
Mhm.
UGC and affiliates. So how, and the win-win situation would be, of course, to go with the micro influencers, because there is still more trust with them than bigger influencers with a lot of followers. It's better to be with the micro ones, because they have just started and they're in one niche, and they're maybe not had time to work with a lot of brands, because if you're seeing that one person that you're following works with one, then another, then third, and fourth, and fifth, you will say, I don't know, should I trust them? Maybe they're doing it just because of money, not really liking the product. So I don't
Mm,
have that trust anymore. So I would say the micro influencers are still working for sure. There are some bigger influencers still doing it right, but you need to be careful when choosing, and seeing the engagement rate, seeing how much they're working with other brands, to not be too much for everybody to watch.
makes sense. Okay. So that kind of leads me to my next question about, well, there's one platform that I use called Incense. There's many platforms that are like them, but they're basically a place where creators, UGC creators, they are posting, hey, this is my profile, this is my engagement. It's pulling all the metrics from their account, and they're saying, hey, I'm open to work, and they're bidding on projects. So it's a platform. Um, there's a lot of different ones I've tested. That one is the best personally that I found. But what are your thoughts on going that route versus the very old school way of just like, DMing people on Instagram or TikTok, and just, there's all this engagement that you have to go back and forth with that these platforms sort of eliminate. But I also feel like you can find the diamonds by doing it
Mhm.
manually and getting in touch with people directly, because not every person is going to see your campaign on these platforms. So that's sort of the dilemma that we're dealing with internally. definitely curious to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, so I would say it's individual, depends of is do you have time or not having that much time. I would personally say it's easier to have some tool that will help you, go and reach out to as much as you can people, but then for sure go manually through it. Something like the TikTok shop works with affiliate because you have a lot of tools that can reach out to a lot of affiliates, but then you can manually actually go through it and see, do you really want to work with them? Do you like their content or not? So 50-50 would be the best
Mm,
approach, I say, because you will save a lot of time, but still you will double check, do you like them really? And do you see them, valuable for your brand? And is it matching for you? So
hmm. Okay. And the affiliate program on TikTok Shop, that's something that is official and formal from TikTok, or is that you just? Yeah, it is. They
it
have
is.
some.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it is.
How does
Yeah.
one enroll in that?
Yeah, so when you're opening your TikTok shop, immediately you will have on the left side on the app, you will have affiliate. When you click on it, it will open like affiliate center, let's say, where you can reach out to some influencers. You can affiliates, sorry, you can reach out to them, or you can even create like a message and some proposal. Let's say you're giving 20% for, I don't know, 2 videos a month for 3 months of working together, and posting that message to everyone that are on TikTok shop as affiliates. And they
Mm,
can see your proposal and reach out to you. So I'm some influencer and I will reach out to you as you have like a TikTok shop, and I will say, okay, I saw your offer and I'm interested in working with you. And that on that side, I would recommend like some tools, reaching out to as much as you can people as well. And you have that side where you're having the proposal. So there are two ways: putting your proposal and they're reaching out to you based on that proposal, or the second, you're reaching out like manually or through some tool and then seeing, if they are replying and want to work with you. So that is in TikTok shop, and it's, fully good to go on that side. Like
okay.
some of the clients are usually have worked with some, let's say, influencers on Instagram, let's say, or YouTube,
Mm,
and because they have a success on that platforms, they're like, they can ask them like, are you on TikTok shop? And if not, like, you can sign in and then we can, find you and work with you there, because it goes automatic, automatically send the products to them, pays off to you, to them, to everybody. So there is that way as well.
okay. And with the advertising, so best practices for the actual paid ads. I mean, there's like the Spark ad option. There's, you can put in the videos that the UGC creators are making and then advertise it from your account as well, which is sort of different than the Spark ads where you're promoting their posts. What have you seen really work the best when it comes to the paid ad side?
Yeah, so 100% Spark ads, is it your
Mm,
profile or someone else's? It doesn't matter as long as the ad quality is good, like the video is good and engageable. With that being said, so the win-win, let's say, would be to try to use different types of the content. So let's say you're having something on your profile, like, I don't know, from the brand side, then you have some maybe influencer or affiliate that has created a like testimonial video or something funny. So you need to play out with the different styles of videos, especially in the beginning, because every campaign needs to have at least 3 to 5 videos to start with, so you can check actually which ones are working for your brand better. Because let's say I'm selling, I don't know, something from pet industry in you as well, but maybe for me funny videos work well, but for you maybe you just see like how actually owners are using it with their pets. So it depends of a brand, but anyways, it needs to have like a strong hook and to be interesting in the first 2 3 seconds in
mm,
order to people stay on that video, watch the whole video, and and convert at the end. Sometimes it can happen, like let's say you're running the ads for 4 6 months, and usually the types that are converting are, I don't know, just will give some example like testimonial and some funny, and then at one point you will upload some UGC video like about the benefits with just music in the background, no one is speaking, and that video just blows up
Hmm.
for no reason, let's say. But there is always a reason, because that hook that you have put in the beginning, and maybe the look of the first 2-3 seconds of the video, and then the rest, of course, needs to be engaging on some way, it can pick up as well. So there is no like a 100% recipe, this video will go well, you just go this road. You just need to play with it and see what will work for you, and for sure include the hook at the beginning, like the some caption at the beginning that will make them stop.
Got it. I'm having a issue with that pet brand. Actually, I have one pet brand, and we're having an issue with TikTok Shop. They won't let us through. We've gotten a blocker because of the category that we're in. I think that pet is something that they're trying to regulate very strongly. They're probably letting in only the top players, from what I hear.
Hmm.
Any recommendations for people who are selling in a category that TikTok Shop doesn't approve? What other options do they have to kind of grow that channel anyway?
That's a good question for TikTok. Because if we are speaking about organic profile on TikTok and TikTok Shop and advertising on TikTok, sorry, you are having different regulations, but most of them are similar and matching on all the sides, but they're very strict on everything. Like,
Hmm.
for example, in the child industry, they will not let the video pass for advertising. If the child was shown alone more than 3 seconds, it needs to be with someone older. And
Hmm.
let's say, for example, Montessori like cannot advertise, let's say, their website, because on the images they're having children alone shown on the images. So with the pet industry, depends like what it is, if it's some food or if it's some supplement, maybe some ingredient that is mentioned in your page, like Amazon product page or Shopify, it can be some substance that is not allowed to advertise or to be on shop. Or even, let's say, some image or video is not appropriate with TikTok, showing something that is not allowed. I don't
Hmm.
have now idea, but just giving you maybe some ideas what it can be on your side. But for the shop, they're for now more strict, not letting everyone doing it. Still, there is more stricted products and things on the shop. And as you said, they're slowly letting everybody in from category to category.
Hmm. Okay. So in that way, I mean, it's just a waiting game, just like to get let in. But you know,
Yeah, it's always good to go to support, because I would say that from all the platforms that I have been working on, TikTok has best support, if you ask me, aside from some tools that are having good support. But on Instagram, like Meta, I don't have like at all good experience. On Amazon as well, on Google, so let's say. But on TikTok, they will answer and give you like the proper answer, like why the product is suspended, why is not available for advertising. They will give you even a link to read about it more, so you can find maybe some round way of doing it. For example, on the beauty products, it's not available, not available, but like it's not allowed, sorry, to put some words like, I don't know, it will help your skin look like younger, or promising some changes on the body. So you will need to change the copy on the product page to not look like it's changed something on the body, and to not have something that is not allowed. I don't know how to do that with ingredients if something is not allowed, but just giving an idea of this side of the copy.
I also heard something about Amazon and TikTok creating a partnership, right, where people are able to do the checkout. Has that rolled out yet?
So when it comes to TikTok Shop, if you're asking about that,
Hmm.
yeah, there are a few tools for now. Like one that we are mostly using with our clients is Weebee, that you can actually connect your Amazon with TikTok Shop, and it goes straight. Like if someone orders from your shop, it will go straight from an Amazon, and it's very easy to do it.
Yeah, we're using that as well, but we're using it through Shopify. So we have
Hmm.
Shopify as the central hub. All of our website sales get shipped from Amazon's warehouse, and then the same thing. The order just comes through Shopify when the TikTok shop gets triggered, and then just the Weebie thing from Amazon. So um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's from the logistics side, but I believe that there was something that they were rolling out where people can actually check out like a buy with Prime, but on TikTok Shop. So it's something
Yeah,
that,
yeah, that is something new from September or October, if I'm not
right?
wrong, but still haven't seen it, enrolled and live. So we are waiting for that step to be available. So
Yeah.
we are not seeing it. Maybe they have started it with like some bigger brands. I don't know, let's say um, whatever, Samsung or some brands like that,
Mm.
to see like is it working or not, and then it will be available for everybody else. I assume they're testing it with some Amazon brands, Amazon products actually, and then it will be released for us, everybody else.
Hmm. And with the Spark ads and those other ad types that are not TikTok Shop related, you can send that traffic wherever you want, right?
Like when you're launching the advertising,
Hmm.
to
Yeah,
send it, yeah,
the
you can send
landing
it.
page.
Yeah, the landing page, it can be your Shopify, it can be your Amazon product page, your Amazon shop, or TikTok shop as well.
So that's what I was going to ask. Have you guys experimented a lot with sending that traffic to an Amazon listing versus a D2C site or a landing page? And if you have tested that, where has most of the success kind of been? Because I know on one side with D2C, you have more control, you kind of capture the customer, you have more clarity into what that funnel actually looks like. So it's more measurable. But Amazon listings tend to have typically a higher conversion rate. Maybe because people who are coming on the listing are already coming with the intent to buy versus being sent there from an ad. So I imagine conversion rates will be lower than the average when you're sending them from TikTok. But I'm just, I love testing. I love split testing everything. So I'm always curious, like send it to the website or send it to Amazon. It's always the question for me. So yeah, have you guys looked at that at all?
Yeah, so from client to client, it is different. We have run like few tests with different clients that have Shopify and Amazon, but I have to say most Amazon clients are more focused on Amazon or now on TikTok Shop because of the fees and everything. And what is the difference? Of course, besides you said that it's easier to follow what's going on the website than on Amazon product page. So on pros and cons, let's say it works for everybody is on that way. So on the website, we will follow it easier and see if people are liking the website and find it easier, to upload, to buy it there. They like the look. But on Amazon, it can be tricky. So when you're starting with the campaigns on TikTok on both ways, or even for shop, you need to start broad, you need to collect the audience, blah, blah, blah. But that for Amazon cannot work that well because you're sending a lot of traffic to your Amazon product page and that they are not buying because we're not making algorithm go to people that are most likely to buy. So you can even sometimes harm a little bit of your product for a few days to have lower ranking, like in the first 2-3 days, you can have higher ranking. Then if you continue like that for a few more days, it can go even much lower than it was. So it happened to some of our clients, some not. But how to avoid that is like through instant page, and to have like instant page in between that you will create that looks like your Amazon product page, where you will then actually narrow the audience that is just looking out, seeing what is going on there. And if they're interesting, they will then go to CTA button created on the instant page and then go to your Amazon product page, and it will help you actually, in a healthy way for your ranking, and it will work 100%. But which ones works better? As I said, it depends of which one you are focused more. And if you're doing great on both ways, it can go both ways good. But just saying, it can happen on Amazon this way, and on Shopify, it depends. Like if the Shopify works well, it will go smoothly, you just need to make sure everything looks good. You have good instant page as well for Amazon. You have good website set.
So you're using that intermediary page, that instant page, basically to prevent Amazon from getting the signal that you're diluting it with impressions that don't convert. Is that the main reason?
Sometimes yes, sometimes not. So we need to test it out first without, and then see maybe if we know that that the brand is not converting that much, that is just beginning on the Amazon, we don't want to send them a lot of traffic. We need to start with instant page, but with some we're starting without and then continue with. So
Mm.
in the in-house, we are just doing, the analytics of the Amazon brand and their product and how everything went on Amazon. And then based on that, we are making plans for advertising on TikTok. So
Got it. Okay. And I know this, I'm not sure if this is a service that you offer, but Facebook advertising kind of uses the same type of creative as TikTok. Maybe not exactly. I think there's a different audience that is shopping on Facebook, I imagine, right? But
yeah.
still, it's the same type of idea where you have some type of a video that's going to draw somebody in, and then you divert that traffic to a page. Do you ever use the UGC made for TikTok on Facebook, or if you were to approach the Facebook question and or the meta question, you would get the creator to format the content differently? Like I'm trying to understand, is there really a big gap between the two platforms?
So if I understood well, like if we ask some UGC creator to create the content for Meta and Instagram, like to have the same on TikTok or to recreate a little bit for
Yeah,
TikTok,
is
right?
it a little different because there's different kind of the
Yeah.
way that people use those platforms is different, or the audience is just different?
Yeah, the first thing is audio. Like especially if you're a business, account. If you have a business account, you will not have access to the same audios as on TikTok. And when
Mm.
it comes to like look of the whole video on Instagram, let's say you don't need to have that hook at the beginning necessarily. On TikTok, I would recommend to in 90% of your videos to have it. So if you're hiring some UGC creator, I would always suggest to, if they're creating the same video, not to be like 100% same, to little bit, work on the sound, of course, and the copy. So to make it more TikTokable and to make it more for
Hmm.
Instagram. So it needs like a little bit of change, I would say.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah. But
Well,
sorry, if we're talking about some influencers or creators that are creating first for Instagram, like or both sides, it's better to think more about TikTok than less about Instagram. Why? Because on TikTok, if you put Instagram video, it will convert lower. But if you put TikTok video on Instagram, like, opposite, it will work better. So,
so
of course,
create
without the
create for
watermarks.
TikTok.
No,
If you had to pick one, create for TikTok and then and then syndicate it.
exactly.
Okay, good strategy. Tamara, this
Yeah.
has been really insightful. I appreciate all these nuggets of gold here. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm out of questions. Yeah, it was, I came with all my questions to you, but you answered perfectly. I mean, I think everything what you're saying makes a lot of sense. So honestly, I can't wait after this to go to my team and start chatting more about some of these things. Big takeaways, definitely that affiliate program. That's amazing. And then, there are a couple other nuggets there. I mean, that last part I think is really important to, if we have to choose one, just create for TikTok with that hook in the beginning and then just put that on all the platforms. I think that's a nice format versus trying to tailor everything to each platform, because that can be very time consuming, especially at scale.
Yeah, I mean, you just need to be aware that is anyways time consuming because you need the ideas, you need to create the videos, you need to think about the copies, film it, editing, posting, and you need to have every time fresh ideas, like how you want to represent it in the way that you have not already. So yeah, it is time consuming, but it's fun for us. But for some brands, it's easier to have some agencies like us. But yeah, there is a lot of work on TikTok Shop, but it pays off, and TikTok overall. But it pays off for sure. And one thing that I wanted to mention as well, besides that is time consuming, I think it's really important to have patience on TikTok because maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years ago it was picking up more organically, quicker. And now it's not like that. They're asking you to pay the ads, to have shop, to have affiliates, to have every side of it to push you more. So let's say in around 3 to 6 months at least, you will need to build your brand on TikTok. Usually it takes like around 6 months to be recognizable on TikTok, to people get to know you, to affiliates go to you, to influencers go to you, for you to understand better your brand, what's going on, and to have like full plan of how you want to do it on TikTok.
I spoke with somebody that lived in China for some years, and he was this was some time ago. It wasn't even recently, and he was mentioning that this entire concept of social selling has really existed in that culture for quite a long time. It's very much intertwined with the way e-commerce works. Here, it's fairly new. This phenomenon of like having a social platform where you're kind of buying while you're discovering content, and Facebook kind of started at Instagram, but TikTok has really revolutionized that for us, especially because we're such a commerce heavy society, here in the US. But yeah, over there, I mean, it's just normal. It's just a lot of like kind of this impulsive, inexpensive little things that might benefit your house, your home, your lifestyle, or whatever. I'm just so curious to see how that's going to continue to evolve and what that's really going to turn into.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Tamara, thank you for your time. It was lovely speaking with you.
Thank you very much as well.
Take care, everybody. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.